and we know hip hop's been infiltrated. You know what I mean? It's not pure anymore. And we know it's been, we I mean like we know it's been infiltrated by the CIA and the FBI. You know what I mean? If you go into the COINTELPRO papers from the FBI, protocol papers, pardon me, um, you'll see that according to J. Edgar Hoover, um, they wanted to destabilize the so-called black community in order to curb the rise of a black messiah. I didn't. I'm just an echo. I didn't make this stuff up. I'm not saying it. I'm echoing it. J. Edgar Hoover said he was trying to stop the rise of a black messiah. He didn't say the black messiah, right? Like a biblical religious context, right? There's only one messiah. He said the rise of a black messiah because he knows the history of the Messianic movement. And he knows that history is not the history of just one special individual who transcended all human limitations and became Christ. You know, that there were many messiahs, right? And that there were many Christ. And that at any given time, at any given moment, any one of us can be a Messiah. Any one of us can be the Christ. Um, so uh, the FBI designed that program, right, to destabilize the so-called black community. You know what I mean? Because in their mind, as the black community was ravaged by drugs, then all the black messiahs would be getting high. You know what I mean? All the black messiahs are drug addicts right now, or they're in jail, or they're dead. So you don't have to worry about the rise of a black messiah if you just flood the messiah's community with drugs. You know what I mean? It'd be like if you take the biblical time, right? And instead of who was that? Pontius Pilate. Who was that? Who was the king? King Herod. Instead of King Herod, instead of King Herod saying we just gonna kill all the firstborn children, right? Because he was trying to get rid of the Messiah. Um, you know, if they would have just said, okay, yeah, I mean, we just poisoned the Messiah's drinking water. Um, do we have to worry about it? You know what I mean? If we poison the Messiah's food, we don't have to worry about it. You know what I mean? Um, pardon me. Bizarre, the Black Messiah the Black Messiah would be a hip hop artist. I mean, wouldn't it? Okay, all right. Whether you believe it or not, let's just assume for a moment it's true, and there is a Black Messiah, and periodically he returns, and he returns in the Black community, right? Uh, if the Black Messiah was alive today, and he wanted to get his message out to save his people, he would have to be a hip hop artist. He would have to be a rap artist. Um, well, no, I mean, I guess he could be R&B artist, but chances are he would be a hip hop. He would be a rapper, and he'd be a good rapper, and he'd be a very charismatic rapper, and he'd be a rapper with a lot of influence. Um, and oddly, these are the rappers we see that get assassinated. You know what I mean? Uh, not to say that I want to see anybody get assassinated, but it's always the ones with the potential to be a black messiah, right? Take Nipsey. Yeah. I mean, he had all the hallmarks of being and or becoming a black messiah. And let me be clear, a black messiah isn't a messiah that's just for so-called black people. Um, because the black messiah would be for and is for everyone. Uh, it's just that the black messiah was going to have to come out of, we'll say the messiah, would have to come out of a particular community, out of a particular historical context. Um, excuse me, and so-called black people are the only one who fit excuse me, the bill for that historical context for to give rise to the Black Messiah. So hence the Black Messiah. Um, but I mean, I imagine there, there's so-called white messiahs, and I don't know, maybe there's an Italian messiah. Um, but the FBI ain't worrying about none of them. They're worrying about the black messiah. So this is why you see the infiltration of hip hop. The infiltration of hip hop is done to curb the rise of a black messiah because the black messiah is a hip hop artist. Which one is it? I don't know. It could be all of them. That's the thing, right? Um, and I personally try not to judge uh some of these young dudes' music like when they first come in. You know what I mean? They're young, they're coming from a particular background. Um, you wait till they mature and then listen to their music. You know what I mean? So just think about and I mean, not just their music, but just look at the lifestyle. Take the Locks, right? If you would have looked at the Locks lifestyle, say 10 years ago, maybe a little longer than that, it wouldn't have included a juice bar. It wouldn't have included Styles P saying he's a vegan or a vegetarian. You know what I mean? So if these young men live long enough on a long enough timeline, um, they go from being, these caterpillars. I don't know the right word, the adjective to use for caterpillars. They go from being these caterpillars to go into this cocoon of maturity and evolving as a butterfly, and then flapping their wings, and those wings affect change throughout their communities, right? But they have to go through those stages. Um, but if they're cut down before they reach the butterfly stage, then they never get to be the black messiah. You know what I mean? Um, and then J. Edgar Hoover's wish, prophecy, and desire is fulfilled. Um, and that would be the best way. I guess it'd be a two prong. That's the thing in war. There's a horn. So one point of the horn is the drugs and prisons, and the poverty and all that comes with that in America. Um, and then the other is the infiltration of hip hop, and how they do that to control it and dumb it down, and really shape what is said and how it's said and what's not said. You know what I mean? Because there are quite a few hip hop artists, and I mean young dudes now who also do that drill music stuff. But they say, like, man, the stuff I want to say, but I'm scared. Right? What's his name? Lil Baby during the pandemic. I forget what song. I'm gonna look for it. But there's a song where he says, like, man, there's a lot more I could say. I forget. I'm paraphrasing, but I'm scared to say it. Um, and I think that's a powerful statement. Some of these dudes is making, because they not talking about being scared of they ops. They're not scared of their ops. You know what I mean? They're not scared of the violence that surrounds that lifestyle. Or if they are, they're not. They don't admit it. But they're scared to talk about certain things. I think that speaks volumes. You know what I mean? On one hand, you're not scared to do these things, which are actually detrimental to your health. But on the other hand, you're scared to talk about certain topics because even that is detrimental to your health. So the only safe space for you as a hip hop artist is either just to talk about some party stuff or to just stay on your drill music.